Well, it's now been 5 years since we got this film, and now 5 years later, we're finally getting a sequel to it coming this week. Now, prepare yourselves as I re review Joker. Big D's Entertainment, Red Kicks and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a re-review of the 2019 psychological thriller flick Joker, released by Warner Bros., directed and co-produced by Todd Phillips from a screenplay he wrote with Scott Silver. This, of course, is loosely based on the DC Comics characters, starring Joaquin Phoenix as the titular character. It's set in 1981 and follows Arthur Fleck, a failed clown and aspiring stand up comedian whose descent into mental illness and nihilism inspires a violent countercultural revolution against the wealthy in a decaying Gotham City. It also features Robert De Niro, Zazzie Beetz, and Francis Conroy in supporting roles. The film was released on October 4th, 2019, so I'm just celebrating its 50th anniversary just a little early. Yes, from after it had recently premiered at, well, in Venice, at the Venice International Film Festival a month prior. This film eventually had become the biggest, highest grossing R-rated film ever, but it was more recently beaten. But I'll get to that later. Let's get into the story. Arthur Fleck is a professional clown and aspiring stand up comedian who lives with his mother, Penny, in crime and recession ridden Gotham City. He suffers from a neurological disorder that causes him to have random, uncontrollable laughing fits, requiring medication for which he depends on social services to obtain. After Arthur is attacked by street youths, his co-worker Randall gives him a revolver for self-defense. Arthur pursues a relationship with his neighbor, a single mother named Sophie, and invites her to see his routine at a comedy club. Arthur is fired from his job when he accidentally exposes the gun while performing at a children's hospital, despite his explanation that it was given to him by Randall, who denies this. While riding home on the subway, still donning his clown makeup, Arthur is mocked and assaulted by three drunk businessmen from Wayne Investments. Arthur fatally shoots two of them in self defense and murders the third as he attempts to flee. The killings are condemned by their employer, billionaire mayoral candidate Thomas Wayne, but protesters begin sporting clown masks in Arthur's image. Budget cuts shut down the social services program, leaving Arthur without his medication. Sylvie attends Arthur's stand up routine, which goes poorly due to his disorder and his jokes falling flat. Arthur intercepts a letter from Penny to Thomas, alleging that he is Thomas's illegitimate son, and berates his mother for hiding the truth of his parentage. He goes to Wayne Manor where he meets Thomas's young son Bruce, but flees after a scuffle with family butler Alfred Pennyworth. Penny suffers a stroke and is hospitalized. Arthur's idol, popular late night talk show host Murray Franklin, presents clips of Arthur's failed performance on his show and mockingly calls him a joker. Arthur confronts Thomas at a movie theater. Thomas denies being his father, claiming that Penny is not his biological mother. Arthur elects, but Thomas furiously punches him, threatening Arthur's life if he sees Bruce again. In denial, Arthur visits Arkham State Hospital and reads Penny's file, which states she was a delusional narcissist who adopted Arthur while working as a housekeeper for the Waynes. She developed an imaginary, intimate relationship with Thomas, which included Arthur being his biological well, their biological son. At the same time, Penny raised Arthur with an abusive boyfriend who abused Arthur severely, leading to his neurological disorder. Distraught, Arthur enters Sophie's apartment unannounced. Frightened, she asks him to leave, revealing their relationship to be a figment of Arthur's imagination. The following day, Arthur smothers Penny with a pillow at the hospital. Arthur is soon invited to be on Murray's show. He subsequently plans to kill himself with his revolver during the broadcast while crafting a clown inspired persona. He is visited by Randall and another ex colleague, Gary. Arthur fatally stabs Randall but spares Gary for being kind to him in the past. Two detectives investigating Arthur's involvement in the subway murders pursue him onto a train filled with clown protesters. Arthur incites a brawl during which one detective accidentally shoots and kills a protester. The other ones, in turn, beat the detectives while Arthur escapes. Now for the ending, you know procedure. 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to script box below. Fast forward to time below. I'm counting down now. If you've seen this already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. At the studio, Arthur asks Murray to introduce him as Joker, a reference to his earlier mockery. As the show goes live, Arthur tells morbid jokes, confesses to the subway murders, rants about societal neglect on the downtrodden, and berates Murray for ridiculing him. After a final joke, Arthur shoots Murray dead on live television. Arthur is arrested and riots erupt across the city. Looters in an ambulance crash into the police car carrying Arthur and free him. Meanwhile, one rioter corners the Wayne family in an alley and murders Thomas and his wife, sparing Bruce. Arthur stands atop the police car, dances to the cheers of the crowd, and smears blood on his face into the shape of a smile. At Arkham, Arthur laughs to himself about a joke while on a session with his new therapist. He declines telling it to her, affirming she would not understand it. After the session, he leaves behind a trail of bloodied shoe prints as he is chased down a corridor by an orderly. End of story. So, what did I think of Joker? Well, I've only seen it twice. Yeah, I should have seen it more times. It's been 5 years since I went and saw the theaters, and I just finished revisiting it on Max. I gotta say, this film is whoa intense and what have you. Though it is kind of inspired by connection with Batman, what have you. Anyway, Todd Phillips, who of course was best known for mostly well known for directing comedy flicks like Road Trip, Old School, Starsky and Hutch, and recently the Hangover trilogy, conceived the film in 2016 and wrote the script with Scott Silver throughout 2017. They were inspired by 1970s character studies in the films of Martin Scorsese, particularly The King of Comedy and Taxi Driver, which Robert De Niro was in. Scorsese was initially attached to the project as a producer. The film loosely adapts plot elements from Batman, The Killing Joke, and The Dark Knight Returns. But Phillips and Silver otherwise did not look to specific comics for inspiration, nor did he wish for it to be connected to any prior Batman film. Well, that's understandable in my view. But nevertheless, Joker is the first live action theatrical Batman film to receive an R rating by the MPA. Which, of course, this was just a little bit before they got that, well, shortened that to the MPA. Anyway, upon its release, the film polarized critics with praise directed toward Phillips' direction, the screenplay, Joaquin Phoenix's performance, the musical score, visual style, and cinematography, while the dark tone, portrayal of mental illness, lack of originality, and depiction of violence were more divisive. Excuse me. The film, nevertheless, was a box office success and set records for an October release. It grossed over $1 billion worldwide, becoming the first R-rated film to do that, and the highest grossing R-rated film it had for the last 5 years until it was more recently surpassed by Deadpool and Wolverine. It went on to become the sixth highest grossing film of 2019. It also won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actor for Joaquin Phoenix and Best Original Score out of its 11 nominations, including Best Picture, becoming the first DC film to do so. Incredible, huh? Yeah. Well, I thought the film was pretty psychotic and what have you. Believe me, I think this was just wow, total mind blowing here. But I was really impressed with this, though. Even so, I have to agree with the critics on Joaquin Phoenix. He was superb. He did one hell of a job. On Rotten Tomatoes, it sits fresh at 69%, saying the film gives its infamous central character a chillingly plausible origin story that serves as a brilliant showcase for its star and a dark evolution for comics inspired cinema. Metacritic has it currently at a score of 59, and Cinema Score has it at a B plus grade, while those at Post Track gave it an overall positive score of 84% and a 60% definite recommended. Well, for some of the reviews I'll talk about, The Observer said Joker has an ace card in the form of Joaquin Phoenix's me- mesmerizingly physical portrayal of a man who would be king. IGN said the film would work just as well as an engrossing character study without any of its DC Comics trappings. That it just so happens to be a brilliant Batman universe movie is icing on the Batfan cake. The reviewer for this, Jim Vejvola, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, found it a powerful and unsettling allegory of contemporary neglect and violence and described Phoenix's performance as a Joker as engrossing and Oscar worthy. The Observer's Zan Brooks gave it, well, really praised it as well, calling it a gloriously daring and explosive, and appreciate how Phillips used elements from Scorsese films to create an original story. Owen Gleiberman for Variety wrote, Phoenix is astonishing as a mentally ill geek who becomes the killer clown Joker in Todd Phillips' Neo Taxi Driver Knockout, the rare comic book movie that expresses what's happening in the real world. I agree. I'm not going to get into other reviews, nor will I get into negative reviews. But nevertheless, I still feel that this film was really intense. Well, after it made its premiere, it actually got the Golden Lion at the Venice International Film Festival after its premiere, the highest prize. Now, apparently, as I mentioned, the film got nominated for 11 nominations at the Academy Awards, which actually made it the next big thing because The Dark Knight ended up getting 8 nominations. Yeah. So overall, I thought it was pretty good. Hildur Gun Gunna. I'm sorry if I missed. I can't pronounce that last name. Did the score, and I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I just found out that this is a woman who composed this. She actually won that the best original score award, making her the first woman to win an original score Oscars since the Full Monty. At the British Academy Film Awards, the film won Best Actor in Leading Role for Phoenix, Best Casting, and Best Original Music, and out of a leading 11 nominations, including Best Film. It even got nominated for 4 Golden Globe Awards, winning the awards for Best Original Score and Best Actor. It got nominated for 7 Critics' Choice Awards, winning Best Actor and Best Score. Yes, this was just so incredible, and I think it was pretty good, especially with its bloody kills and what have you. This was just wow. Some of this was really mind blowing. So overall, I did think now, besides the score and Joaquin Phoenix's performance. The screenplay was very good, and I gotta give Todd Phillips props for his direction. He did good on that, and the visual style and cinematography was good. Well, everything that everyone was divisive on, the dark tone was fine. Mental illness portrayal, well, it was fine too. The lack of originality and the picture of violence, well, slightly. So factually, those were fine. Anywho, now aside from Joaquin Phoenix, we have Robert De Niro playing the role of Murray Franklin. Yeah, okay, and he also was in Scorsese's The King of Comedy, which I've never seen, but maybe I'll look into it one day. Now, he's a talk show host who plays a role in Arthur's Downfall. Now, according to De Niro, he said his role in the film pays homage to his character from The King of Comedy, Rupert Pupkin, who is a comedian obsessed with a talk show host. Playing Sophie is Zazzie Beetz, who recently appeared in Deadpool 2 the previous year. And I thought she did good as well. Frances Conroy played Penny Fleck. Now, this is actually the second DC film she was in. Of course, the first was Catwoman. That's right, you heard me correctly, as the old lady with the cats and what have you. And you also would know her best from HBO's hit series 6 Feet Under. We have Brett Cullen playing the role of Thomas Wayne. I'm going to say he was very good. We also have lots of others and what have you. Glenn Fleshler and Lee Gill play Randall and Gary, Arthur's clown co-workers. Bill Camp and Shea Wiggum as two detectives, Garrity and Burke, and lots of others. I'm gonna say this was just so good. So you know the cast is pretty good as well. So overall, I think Joker is well just a little underrated, but more good though than what you could ever imagine. So with everything I've said about this, Joker can be a real bloody fun time, even if you are a hardcore fan of this here Batman villain. But would I recommend Joker? I'd say hell yeah, go for it. This film is really, really something. So, what did you think of Joker? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. Feel free to share my vids with your friends, get them to know me, and maybe they'd like to come and be a part of my Big D Nation. Anyway, and next time I'll be bringing to you my rankings of films that I watched for the first time this month. Because I'm going to do that next. And then I'm going to do the rewatches ranking after that, which will come on Tuesday, before I give you the Spooktacular October schedule. So the first day of October will start out just a little different in a way, but you'll still get the schedule though. So if you like this, check out my reviews for these other films. You can here check out my reviews of these films. In the upper left hand corner is my re-review of The Dark Knight from 2008, which had the late great Heath Ledger as Joker. He was really, really something. Or if you'd like, check out my re-review of Suicide Squad from 2016, where Jared Leo's Joker was okay, but well, all right, and why have you not as good as Joaquin Phoenix would later be. Mm-mm. Or if you'd like something else, check out my review of Todd Phillips' absolute crazy buddy comedy, The Hangover, from 2009. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.